Question 11. I tend to treat God like a genie, only approaching him when I need something, without the intention of truly seeking him. How can I overcome this mindset?
I think we all started out in our relationship with God this way. So don't condemn yourself if you treat God like a genie. Of course, it's a worrying thing if you've been walking with the Lord for 10 years, which many of you probably have not, about 10 or 20 years, or if you're my age and you're still treating God like a genie and you've been walking with God for 30 years. And many Christians are that way. They go their entire life treating God like a genie. And that's a concerning thing. But don't condemn yourself over this. Even the prodigal son, when he came back home, he came back to his father as if his father was a genie. He came back to his father saying, there's better food at home. Let me go home for some good food. He didn't come back home. When he first wanted to come back home, he didn't come back home saying, oh, I want to repent. My father loved me. How did I do this to my father? His initial reaction is, man, this pig's food tastes like junk. I want some good food. Let me at least go back home for some good food. So even he came back as for to the father as a genie, but as he walked back home and as he continued that journey back home, he said, Father, I've sinned against you. And then the father, as we've read earlier, the father tells the older brother, all I want is for you to be with me. All that I have is yours. The food is part of that, yeah, but that's not what you're here for. And so I compare it to this. If you look at a young baby or a toddler or a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, they're more excited by the toys that their parents get them. So they're like, hey, it's my birthday. What'd you get? What'd you get me? You get, so open up the box. What'd you get me? And they're more excited. They get excited by the toys that their parents get. Oh, you got me this new thing. Oh, that's great. Daddy, I love you. You got me this new thing. And they're more fascinated by their toy. And their love is more for the toy than there is for their father and mother. And they come to the father for toys. And they want the father and mother to provide toys. Now, as you grow up as a son and a daughter, and you become a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old, like, I don't need toys. I don't need this. I've learned to love my father. If you have a loving relationship with your father and mother, I just like being with them. I just like hanging out with them. Just like the father and the prodigal son story said, you get to be with me. All that I have is yours. All the toys are yours. That doesn't matter. But you don't need to come to me for the toys. Just be with me. Let's hang out. Let's have a conversation. And that's the relationship the Lord wants to graduate us to. So don't condemn yourself that you're coming to the Lord as a genie. It's like the toddler coming to his father for toys. But seek the Lord that you may grow into maturity where you just like hanging out with God and not for the blessings that he provides physically here on this earth or even spiritually, but you just like being with him.